Friends, till now we have dealt with about the emergency, okay, about the national emergency and about the president's rule. Now we are going to compare both your national emergency and the president's rule, okay. So because in some ways both your national emergency and your president's rule are similar, and in many ways there is a difference. So we are going to see on this difference, because this difference between national emergency and president's rule, that is very important, okay, because the UPSC can confuse you very easily in this difference, and so very minute points are here. So we can have a difference between your national emergency and the president's rule, okay. So that is the difference. So first difference is on the ground, okay. Your national emergency and president's rule, first difference is on the ground. We all know what is war, that is war, external aggression and armed rebellion. On these grounds only your national emergency can be imposed, okay. On the other hand, the president's rule not on the grounds of war, okay, it can be on the grounds of Article 365. We all know the president's rule article is 356, okay, but your 356 can be imposed on the grounds of 365. So what does Article 365 says? 365 says that when a state, okay, when a state is not following the directions of the center, then it holds the situation for a president to take the president's rule. That is your Article 365, okay. On the other hand, on your Article 356 itself can impose the president's rule, okay. Both there are two provisions. One, your Article 356 can itself impose the president's rule. On the other hand, your Article 365 can impose or induce the Article 356, okay. There are two provisions, but here there is ground. There are three grounds: war, external aggression and armed rebellion. So what does your Article 356 says? 356 says the failure of state to adhere to the constitution, okay, failure of state. That is your Article 356, and your 365 says that if your state is not following the direction of center, okay, both in general or same only, okay, but there is a slight difference, okay. So on your Article 356 and Article 365, on both grounds this president's rule can be imposed. On the other hand, here only three grounds are there, okay. That is with the grounds. Next we are going with the effect. That is very important, okay, with respect to the effect. What happens to state executive and what happens to state legislative with effect to national emergency and with effect to president's rule. First, what happens to state executive with respect to national emergency is, in normal days your center can give some directions. On normal days I'm talking, okay, your center will give some directions to center on some grounds like your transport or your language or communication, like that. Some grounds are there that you can see in your book, okay. On normal days your center can give directions to any state, but during national emergency your center is empowered to give any advice or any directions on any subject to that state, okay. So on normal days only on four grounds, but during national emergency your center can your center can give any directives to the state on any subject, okay, but your state executive is not suspended. That is very important, okay. Your state executive, you all know what is state executive, okay. That state executive can function its power, but your parliament is having an additional power. It is just an overriding power, but not your state executive suspended, okay. That is with respect to state executive. Next, what happens to your state legislative? Your state legislative is there, assembly is there, and the sessions is going on in normal days. What happens during national emergency? Nothing will happen, okay. Your state assembly is there, sessions, your MLAs are there, and your speaker is there, and the sessions will be going on, okay. If national emergency is imposed, nothing will happen to the state legislative assembly, okay. In other terms, your state legislative assembly is not suspended, okay. Your state legislative assembly is not suspended during a national emergency. But one thing is, your parliament, okay, your parliament has the power to make laws on the state subject also. In normal days, your parliament cannot make laws on the state subject, but during national emergency, your parliament can make laws on the state subject. That is the only one difference. But one important point note here is, your state legislative assembly is not suspended, okay. All MLAs will be coming and sessions will be going on, and your state legislative assembly will also pass the acts on the state subject. But one additional thing is, your parliament can also make laws, okay. That is the thing. So 2 points noted here is, your state executive and state legislative assembly both will not get suspended during the national emergency. Only your parliament will get some additional power to give directions on any subject or to make laws on the state subject, okay. That is the additional power, okay. So this point is very important, because I am stressing again and again, because UPSC has asked questions of this nature, okay. So this is a fact, okay. Please remember this fact. During national emergency, your state executive or the state legislative assembly both are not suspended, Okay. On the other hand, your parliament is having some extra power to give directives to state on any subject and to make laws on the state subject. Okay. So this parliament, I don't know, this parliament is having, having an additional power of making laws on the state subject. That laws made by the parliament will become inoperative after the expiry of 6 months from the revocation of the date of national emergency. Okay. So we'll say, if your national emergency is in place and your parliament is passing a law on agriculture, we'll say agriculture is a state subject. Only the state legislative assembly can make laws on agriculture. Okay. On national emergency, your parliament is making a law on agriculture. Okay. Then what happens to the validity of that law made by the parliament on agriculture is that validity of that law. Okay. The national emergency will end on one date. No. If let us say in 5th March, the national emergency got seized. Okay. From 5th March till 6 months they will take. Okay. In the 6 months, that law which is your parliament made on the agriculture, no, that law will be operative. After the end of the 6 months, then that law will become invalid. Okay. So that is the thing. So that with respect to presidential, that is a difference here. Okay. That we'll see. So what happens to presidents? What happens to your state executive and state legislative during your president's rule? That is very important. Okay. Your state executive will get dismissed. Okay, your state executive consisting of that the cabinet minister, they will be get dismissed. Okay, so your president can your president is getting this power of administration. Okay, so if your state executive is dismissed, means who will carry forward the state administration? How will the administration of state carry forward? Your president is having that power. Okay, so your president will give that power to governor. Okay, so your governor is nothing but the representative of the center in the state, no. So your governor will take forward that administration with the help of the chief secretary of that state. Okay, so during president's rule, your state executive will get completely dismissed. So if they are dismissed, then who will take care of that administration of the state? Then your governor is there. Your governor, with the help of chief secretary of the state, will take care of that state administration. So what happens to your state legislative assembly during president's rule? Okay. So during president's rule, your state legislative assembly will get either suspended or dissolved. Okay, there is a huge difference between suspension and dismiss. Okay, so your state legislative assembly will get suspended, only suspended, okay, or dissolved. If it is dissolved, means re-election will happen. That we all know. Okay, so it gets suspended. But here, your state legislative assembly will not get suspended. It will function only. Okay, so that's a huge difference. During national emergency, your state legislative assembly will not get suspended. It will be there. Your MLS will be coming, speaker will be coming, and sessions will be going on during national emergency. But during president's rule, nothing. Okay, your state legislative assembly itself get suspended. It can be suspended or dissolved itself. Okay, your president is having that power to dissolve the state legislative assembly. If he is dissolving the state legislative assembly, then re-elections will happen. Okay, so that is the important point. So if it is being suspended, who will take care of this? We should make laws, no, for the state. If your assembly is suspended, then who will make the laws? It is with the parliament. Okay, your parliament is having that power, and your parliament will delegate that power to president or to any other authority prescribed by the president. So there is a delegation of power. Your parliament can delegate that power of making laws to the president or to any other authority specified by the president. Okay, that is why I have written here another difference. See, delegation, here there is no delegation of powers. Okay, so you can connect these two things. Okay, to connect these 2 points, because here I told your state legislative assembly continue to function only, but your parliament is having that extra power, I told now, to make laws. That extra power your parliament cannot delegate to anyone. Your parliament is not going to delegate anyone. Your parliament can only make that function, can only enjoy that provisions. But here your parliament is delegating that power to the president. Okay, so here there is no delegation of power with respect to making of laws, but here with respect to making of laws, your parliament can delegate that function to the president or to any authority specified by that president. Okay, so that is the difference, main difference here. And another one difference here, I told no, the parliament, the parliament is going to make a law. Okay, parliament will make a law on the state subject. That law will become inoperative after the 6 months from the date of revocation of the national emergency. I told no, but here a huge difference is there. Okay, such law. Okay, your parliament will make law, or it will delegate that power to president or to any other authority. If any of these three is making a law, means that law made by your parliament or president or any other authority specified by the president, that law will not become inoperative. Okay, it will be live only. Although your president's rule get dismissed, your president's rule got got revocated also, that law will be in force only. That is the very much important power, because during the president's rule, if your president or parliament can make laws on state subject, okay, that law will continue to force even though your president's rule got revocated. Okay, that is an important function. But here only 6 months. That law made by the parliament will be in operative for 6 months. But here such laws made by your parliament or president will be continuing force even though the president's rule get revoked. Okay, that is an important power. So with respect to difference, have a very clear understanding with respect to state legislative assembly. Okay, that is a confusing part in an emergency actually. Okay, so again and again I'm stressing, okay, please have a note of that. During your national emergency, your state legislative assembly will not get suspended. Okay, it will be there only. Okay, everything will be going in that straight flow only, but your parliament will get some additional power. Okay, but here your state legislative assembly will get suspended. No one will be there in assembly. Okay, it will be an empty one. So your president, your parliament can make laws on state subjects, or your parliament can delegate that power. So with respect to delegation also I have told. Okay, so we are moving to the next difference. No maximum period. So what does this mean? No maximum period means when your national emergency has been proclaimed. Okay, your national emergency has been proclaimed means it can continue for an indefinite period. Okay, there is no restriction on that period. There is no restriction on the period. It will continue for an indefinite period. But you should that national emergency should get the renewal for every 6 months. That is very important. Okay, renewal should be there for every 6 months. But there is no maximum period. On the other hand, your president's rule is having some maximum period of 3 years. Okay. If a president's rule is imposed in Rajasthan, let us say for example, if the president's rule is imposed in Rajasthan means for 3 years only that president's rule will be there. Okay, in that 3 years, it also needs some renewal. Okay, for 6 months renewal should be there. Both needs renewal here, but here there is no maximum period. But here there is a maximum period. There is a restraint for 3 years only. That president's rule will be in place. After that, what happens if president feels that again the president's rule should be extended, means he should pass a new president's rule. Okay, he should pass a new president's rule, and he should get the approval of both houses of the parliament. Okay, so he should pass again new. But here nothing like that. It will continue till indefinite period of time, till they decide when to revoke it. Okay. Next, we'll see about the revocation actually. Okay, because these two are somewhat interlinking. Okay, we'll see about the revocation and then we'll come to majority. Okay, what about the revocation? I told here your maximum period. Okay, so with respect to that, revocation means terminating. Who can terminate? We all know proclamation. Your national emergency and president's rule both are proclaimed by the president. Okay, approved by the parliament. Your president will proclaim and approved by the parliament. But who can revoke it? Revoke means terminating it. Who can terminate? Your Lok Sabha. Okay, actually with respect to national emergency, your president is empowered to revoke it. Your president can make a proclamation revocating the national emergency. But if a parliament is in session passing a law that you should passing a law to revocate the national emergency, then it is a mandatory part of president to adhere to that action. Your president should revocate the national emergency. Okay, so there are two grounds with respect to revocation. Your president can revocate. Your president by his own can revocate. Okay. On the other hand, if a parliament is in session passing a law to revocate also, your president should revocate the national emergency. There are two grounds. But here, revocation is only by the president. With respect to president's rule, your revocation is with respect to president only. Okay, your president will pass a proclamation revocating the president's rule. For that proclamation, he does not need the approval of the parliament, or your parliament is having no role in revocating the president's rule. Only your president is having the power to revocate the president's rule. Okay, so that is the difference with revocation. So again, I am stressing the revocation ground. Here with respect to revocation, both your president if by his own also revocate, but if a parliament is in session passing a law means then also your president should revocate. But here there is no such play with the parliament. Your parliament is having not any power of the revocation of president's rule. Only your president is enjoying the revocation power of the president's rule. Okay, that is the revocation. So with majority, we all know national emergency with respect to the proclamation of national emergency and to continuation of the national emergency, both by special majority. But here by simple majority. Whatever may be needs simple majority, but here it needs special majority. And what about the period of approval? That is also slight difference. Okay, a period of approval. Here there is only 1 month. Within 1 month you should get the approval of the both of the parliament. But here with respect to President's rule, the approval of parliament 2 months. Within 2 months you should get the approval of parliament. That is also one difference that I have not mentioned here, but take in mind. Okay. With respect to national emergency, the approval by parliament within 1 month. Here approval 2 months. That is also one thing. And delegation I told. With respect to state legislative assembly making laws, your parliament cannot delegate any powers, but here it will delegate the powers to president or to any authority specified by the president. That's one difference. And next, finally, with respect to your fundamental right, this is also effect of emergency. So what happens to your fundamental right during national emergency? During national emergency, what happens to fundamental right? There is 2 articles, Article 358 and Article 359. Which speaks about the effect of fundamental right during national emergency. Okay, so 358 says that Article 19, okay, Article 19 which gives you that 6 rights, okay, like your freedom of speech, like that some 6 grounds are there, we all know. Okay, that grounds, 6 grounds will be scratched out. Okay, that fundamental right will not be come into place, it will go out. Okay, that is with Article 358. Your Article 359 says that all other articles, 358 speaks about Article 19, but your 359 says that all other articles, the enforcement, okay, the enforcement of all other fundamental right will, will be inoperative, except your Article 20 and 21. Okay, except your 20 and 21, all other fundamental rights, enforcement, that is very important. Okay, the enforcement of all such fundamental rights except fundamental right 20 and 21 will become inoperative. Okay, so during the national emergency, if 359 has been imposed, the Article 359 has been imposed, you cannot go to any High Court or Supreme Court saying that your your fundamental right has been infringed. Like that you cannot go if your Article 359 has been imposed. Okay. On the other hand, if 358 is imposed means your Article 19 goes out automatically. Okay, that is also a huge difference. Within that also you can have a difference between Article 358 and 359. 358 we told it is about Article 19, speaks about Article 19, the inoperativeness of Article 19, but your 359 speaks about the inoperativeness of all other fundamental rights except 20 and 21. But here your Article 358 comes automatically into place when your national emergency has been imposed. Okay, if your national emergency has been imposed means this Article 358 comes automatically into place such that your Article 19 goes out. Okay, so it is always said that if your national emergency is in place means your national emergency is what is Article 352. Okay, so you remember in this way, when 352 comes in, okay, 358 also comes in, then your Article 19 speaks about the fundamental right of 6 ground, that will go out. Okay, when 352 is coming in, 358 will also come, then with 358 will induce that Article 19 to go out. Okay. On the other hand, your Article 359 will not go automatically. It needs a special notification from the president. Okay, if president is if he is issuing a notification, then only the enforcement, not the fundamental right, just the enforcement of fundamental right will be become inoperative except 20 and 21. Okay, so that is with fundamental rights. With respect to national emergency, with president's rule, it is very simple. Your fundamental right will not have any effect. With respect to president's rule, there is no effect on fundamental rights, but with respect to national emergency, there is a huge effect. There is a huge effect on your fundamental right. That with Article 358 and 359. Okay, you can have a comparison between 358 and 359. Okay, so that is the difference between your national emergency and president's rule. As I told earlier, this difference is very important because UPSC can ask questions of this nature. And there is also another emergency called the financial emergency that I have dealt separately. Okay, this national emergency and president's rule also I have dealt in separate videos, but this I am speaking about the different. Okay, if you want to see about the president's rule or your national emergency or financial emergency in detail means I have dealt that separately. But this video is talking about only the difference. Okay, so thank you friends.